Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here on Talk Daily. Hopefully, you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and let's get to it. My last video we talked about a recall that Toyota had as far as the wheels coming off of some electric car. It's like 260 models of it, so it's not much of a big recall as far as the numbers is concerned. This one is a bit more bigger numbers. This is 46,000 pickup trucks. That's a lot. Before I go any further, this article comes to us from Car and Driving, written by Jack Fitzgerald. Moving on. I'm sorry, I can remember Fitzgerald. I remember that from F is for Family. Love that show. Moving on. I digress. The 2022 Toyota Tundra recall over loose nuts. So the nuts are loose. Let the joking subside. It's also another serious problem because it's basically for the rear assembly of the vehicle. So the recall report filed with NHTSA blames the loosening of certain nuts on the rear axle assembly. Now, specifically what part of the rear axle assembly? I have no idea. So let's look at the Toyota recall. It goes on saying that Toyota has conducted safety recall involving a certain 2022 model year Tundra, including the EV vehicles in the U.S. Approximately 46,000 vehicles are involved. Vehicles in this recall have certain nuts on the rear axle assembly that can loosen over time and in some cases fall off, potentially causing the axle shaft subassembly to separate from the axle. Okay, there you go. I think that's exactly what's going on right here. The shaft subassembly separating from the axle. If you don't know what that is, that's where the power is delivered from the, I want to call it the pumpkin, but it's from the differential. So you have the drive shaft that goes into the differential, and then you have a sub-assembly, and then you have the axle. So anyway, long story short, if that thing comes apart, obviously a vehicle, no power is going to go to it. And the article goes on saying, if complete separation occurs, this can affect the vehicle's stability and brake performance, increasing the risk of crash. I mean, you can imagine in your head what would happen. It looked like a Looney Tune car, you have an axle just spinning. Long story short, is fairly something you don't want to happen. And so anyway, for all involved vehicle, Toyota dealer will inspect and retighten the axle flange nut. In some cases, the axle related component may be replaced based on inspection result. Owner involved vehicle will be notified by late July of 2022. Information about automotive recall, including, so go on with your vid. So this is a similar story to the last video that I made. And again, I don't want people to take it the wrong idea that when they see recall, they think that, oh, the brand is this. I'm not defending Toyota or any automakers, to be honest with you, but I'm just off of my experience. I put a car together. I put a car together, and that's a lot. I taken one car completely apart, took another car completely apart, and took all the best parts and put them back together. And I'm quite familiar with loose nuts. It happens. I mean, of course, we think about it. It should never happen. Everything's controlled by robots. But at the end of the day, there are humans involved, even robots, whatnot. Stuff happens. All right, for lack of a better word, shit happens. Excuse me. But and that's what occurred. But what's amazing about it is them being able to find the problem and immediately giving you a solution. That's the part I really appreciate about all these automotive companies, is that if you go back like 30-40 years, you were on your own, man. I mean, you buy a Ferrari, go back to 1975 Ferrari, loose nuts, meh. Nobody cared. But now we're at the level where a consumer demands it, and car manufacturers are stepping up and being responsible. So that's really, really good, and I'm glad they're able to detect the problem and fix it before any injuries happen to the public. So this article combines my last story that I have with the BZ4X. Poor little car. I have a video about that. You can watch it regarding that recall for this vehicle. It was like the wheels coming off. Again, it's just unfortunate. But anyways, if the long story short, if you have that Tundra and it's an affected Tundra, you could expect Toyota to contact you by the end of July, beginning of July. I remember. You know what? Let's double check. By late of July of 2022. So as always, be safe out there, and don't lose faith in your car. Stuff happens, but it is what it is. Honestly, sometimes I try to think about it, why it occurs. It's irrelevant. I'm just glad they have a solution for it. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, as always, and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.